Today, we're gonna show you how to clean grime like this with the P&S Carpet and Upholstery System. We're starting with a very heavily soiled floor mat. This came out of a Honda Accord, which we already detailed, but we asked the client if we could bring this home for test purposes and to show you guys how we use the system. We're gonna show you exactly how we go through this system and how we use the system. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do half. This is a real life, straight from the field, you know, really grimy car. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do half and half for now. I'm gonna go through and just show you the steps that we use. And all I'm using is a brush, a towel, the P&S system, which is gonna be Terminator, Carpet Bomber, and Finisher. These have been heavily vacuumed and compressed aired out. So these have nothing left behind. There shouldn't be any sand coming up as I'm agitating. There shouldn't be anything that's dislodged or moving on the dirt. This is all stain here. So enzyme treatment. For your heavily soiled areas, I go with enzyme treatment first. You don't always have to use enzyme treatment, but if you have any carpet upholstery or floor mats that are in this condition, you definitely are gonna wanna start with the Terminator. So I'll actually do a line through here so you can see. And I'm not spraying a lot, I'm just getting it, you know, I got a few sprays on there, but I just wanna get even coverage. So from this point, our first step normally is just to simply agitate in. So we're using our hand to get all the fibers completely saturated. So you have fibers standing up. If these fibers are standing up and you're only pushing it one way, you're only gonna clean this side of the fiber. If you have the fiber this way and you're only brushing this way, you're only gonna clean this side of the fiber and get all sides clean. So when we agitate in every different direction to make sure that every side of the fiber is clean. So this is just the first step here. And as you guys can see, we're doing this with no editing of this video. We're going to go straight through and show you. So after the first initial pass with the Terminator, you could even see all the grime that came up off of my glove. So you could even see the grime that came off of my glove. So now that we've done the Terminator part, some people will say go straight into the Carpet Bomber. What we do is we like to rag in between each step. So what I'll do is I'm gonna take this towel and I'm gonna go through and rag out the rest of my Terminator. Not only is this help mopping up and clean those fibers, but it's also showing me exactly what I have left on the surface and the areas I need to treat any further. Look at that. So that's just from the first step. So this is from the first step Terminator. And you can already see we're getting substantial difference. See that on there? Okay. So that's just the first part, Terminator. So that first one is just to get basically everything broken up. Now I'm actually gonna start the treatment. So now I'm gonna go through with the Terminator. I'm gonna put a little bit extra attention on these areas where there's heavy spots. And then once again, I'm gonna go through and just lightly agitate it through. But this time, I'm gonna leave it. I'm not going to go through there and rag it off because I want the Terminator to start breaking down and start doing its magic. So I'm just gonna mist on a little bit more. So all the fibers right now, guys, all angles and all sides of the fibers right now are being treated. The Terminator is breaking down everything on those, loosening it up, releasing it from the material. That way it's easier to clean up. So now what we're going to do is that you can let that sit as long as you'd like. Sometimes we let it sit for a good amount of time. Most of the time we only let it sit for about a minute or so. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my Carpet Bomber. Carpet Bomber is gonna be your carpet and upholstery cleaner. This is step 2. Now that we're finished with step 1, Terminator, the enzyme spot and stain treatment, we're gonna go into step 2, Carpet Bomber, carpet and upholstery cleaner. So this one, I'm gonna spray on lightly again. Not too crazy. This one I'm not gonna necessarily let stay on as long. This is the one, this is the cleaner that's gonna give you the sudsing action. It's gonna encapsulate and pull up all of the grime and dirt to the very top surface. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in with my brush. You can use a drill brush, you can use a normal brush, or you can use a towel, whatever works best for you. We like to use Viking brush. I'm gonna link all of these products in the description below. This Viking brush is from Detail Division, probably my favorite textile brush. So we're simply gonna go in and agitate that carpet cleaner into the carpet. Notice I'm going in different directions. And I'm not doing a lot of work, guys. I'm not in here with the drill brush making a mess. I'm not using a ton of product. But as you can already see, I'm sure on the camera, it's already starting to look clean. So now I'm gonna go in and I may even give it one more hit of the Carpet Bomber before I go through and rag it out again. See, we're still picking up grime. It's pretty much in action. So this is what we're getting, what we're picking up, guys. As you can see, the stains are completely night and day at this point. And depending on the level of cleaning you want it at, and depending on the outcome you're looking for, you can do this 3, 4, 5, 6. I've seen people do it numerous times. I could be here pretty much all day with these guys because these stains are just gonna keep coming. This thing is so old and this car was neglected for a very long time. It's getting lighter. We'll do one more pass with the full treatment. So I'm gonna go Terminator, let that dwell for a second. And then I'm gonna stack over it with the carpet. And then I'm gonna agitate one more time. It's already getting lighter. So I would say probably one more pass and that'll be it for this guy. So now I'm just hitting it with Carpet Bomber one more time. I could just keep ragging it out until it dries and eventually, but for video purposes, I'm just gonna show you guys what additional product gives you. So now we're starting to see a big difference. Now we're starting to see a big difference of what's coming off. This is what was coming off prior. This is what's coming off now. This is a big difference. So I'm gonna do one more side. One more time with the Carpet Bomber, and one more time with the Terminator. So it's just always Terminator, Carpet Bomber, Terminator, Carpet Bomber. If you don't need the Terminator, then you can go directly into Carpet Bomber. I'm gonna let this sit. And now I'm just gonna go in for a final ragging. There you go. You can barely see. You can still see a little bit there. You can go over it a few times. We're just gonna leave it at that for video purposes. And at this point, guys, you can keep ragging to get, you know, to get it as clean as you want it to get. Obviously, these are very, very heavily stained carpets. I would probably go through about 2 towels doing these mats. These mats are heavily soiled. This is not going to be your average car that you're doing every day. So you can imagine that the average car would maybe need 1, 2 passes at most. This here, we're going on like our 4th or 5th, but even that, you know, even with that, the time is not crazy. It's not a crazy amount of time, but we're just pretty much releasing everything from the carpet. Check out those results. That's pretty insane. So now you're probably thinking, okay, well, you said it was a 3-step process. So number 3 is gonna be the finisher peroxide treatment. This is gonna eliminate odors. It doesn't leave any chemical residue. Oxygen safe cleaner. It sterilizes surfaces, and it's going to minimize the resoiling. So as you guys probably know, if you guys are using an all-purpose cleaner, if you guys are using the wrong type of chemicals on your carpets and upholstery, what happens is those can get reactivated with water. So for instance, if you clean a floor mat with APC or degreaser and 2 days later it's raining, the carpets look great, you put them back in, 2 days later it's raining, client gets into the car with wet shoes, now it's activated again. The APC that's still in the floor mat is going to start to activate with the wet shoes and pull all the grime off the shoes and get it onto the carpet. So you want to stay away from anything that's not a dedicated carpet treatment system, because if you're messing with the wrong pH, you can loosen up the glue, you can start to tear up the threads, you can do a lot of things that can really damage the interior of a vehicle. So with the final part of the treatment, what we do is we usually let this sit. P&S says to just let that stay. What we do is we give it a final ragging as it has the peroxide finisher treatment on it, just so the peroxide treatment gets worked in evenly, nice. And then we're just gonna hit it one more time, and that final time is when we leave it. So there you go, guys. If you guys didn't believe my other videos that it's this easy, if you guys didn't believe that it was capable of getting done, there you go. The P&S 3-piece right here. You got the 3-step system. You got the Terminator, Carpet Bomber, and the Finisher. These are safe on all upholstered and carpeted interior surfaces for your vehicle. All 3 of these will be linked in the description below. If you guys don't have them, you gotta go get them. So if you're looking for an easier, faster, and safer way to clean those carpets and floor mats that are driving you nuts, and if you're taking hours working on these vehicles, you need to just switch over immediately to the P&S 3-step carpet and upholstery system. I'll leave all of these linked in the description below. I've made many videos on this. This one was specially requested to me by my man Eddie Cologne because he said he's having too much trouble doing it. There's other guys on YouTube also showing how to use this. Everybody kind of has their different ways of doing it. This is a way we do it. We would go into steam usually before we do the finisher on something this crazy. We just wanted to show you guys a quick turnaround of what it's capable of doing. So if you are steaming, just know it's going to make it that much cleaner. This will pass for anybody who's driving around with it looking like this. I think they're gonna be happy with this guy here. So for Joel and Sal with details, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out.